Hi and welcome to my channel. So today I'm bringing you another layout using the Like Forever kit for May, which has a lot of these gorgeous papers by Pink Paisley. Now I'm using a die cut heart that I have cut from my silhouette, and I got this die cut from the silhouette store quite a while back. I've been meaning to use it and not got round to it. So I'm just cutting out some of the pattern papers here. So first off, I'm just using the one pattern paper and using both sides. Though in a moment you will see that I have used a variety of the pattern papers to complete the whole heart. I am going to be using this cut file in 3 different ways, all from the same sheet of white cardstock, so keep an eye out on the other 2 videos that will be coming up to my channel soon. But on this one I am using this photo, which is 4x4 of my daughter and her friend when we went to the local theme park, and then there's a couple of smaller photos in 2x2 with everybody that went to the park, so there's a couple of different photos in there. So at the moment I am trying to bring in a little bit more of the black. There is a lot of black on the layout with the background being black, but I did feel as though it needed just another little pop. So I initially mounted one of the 2x2 photos but realised it didn't quite look right, so I took that off. I mounted the 4x4, but due to the fact that I've used so much of this paper up, I didn't have enough to do the whole photo. So what I did is just half matted it and then tucked it so it looks as though the paper's going behind the banner and the photo's going over the top. So I just felt as though with having 3 photos it needed a little bit of a shelf to sit on. So that's where the banner came in. So at the moment now what I'm doing is working on my title. Now a lot of the work has already been done on this layout with the pattern papers that make it quite busy. But I do like the way that the white title breaks that up a little bit, and it doesn't cover up anything of the photo by sitting on the bottom of those. So I've stuck down my title, and now I'm having a little bit of a rummage through the embellishments that I've still got left from this kit, of which there seems to be loads. It seems to go on forever, and having a mess about with what's going to work. I tried to use some of these wood pieces that came, though I'm finding them quite hard to use. I'm not sure if it's because they're cream based and I do a lot of my work on white. I'm not quite sure what it is yet. So I brought in the little jelly banner that says "How Sweet It Is," and that sort of finishes off the title. And then I brought in a lot of the buttons, thought maybe I could put them in the joins on the heart, but I wasn't too keen on the way that looked, so I did take those off. Though I liked the 2 pink ones in the bottom because I felt it brought out some of the more colours pink, with it being my girly layout. Full of girls means I can use lots of pink. I also brought a grey heart just to the right, and again that's another button. It just sort of finishes off the embellishment around that title area. So then I was looking for something else to put on there. I like the way the layout looks, but I feel as though I've not done much work to it. So I tried bringing out the little Studio Calico stars to see if they'd work, again scattered around the joins. And I like it, but it felt to me as though it was a little bit too busy. So I brought out these Amy Tangerine, I think they are, word stickers, which is stuff that I've added in from my stash. And I found that those worked in the teal and the pink dotted about. So we've got sayings like "currently obsessed," "these moments," "good stuff," "right now," and then one, "it was so-so." So I've just popped those in a few different places just to help bring those pops of pink and teal, which look so good together. I do like the way that those look. So once I've finished up with those, I glue my buttons down so that they don't move, though I make sure that I don't get glue near the holes, due to the fact that because it's buttons, I have to stitch them on. So I'm just getting out my thread, which I use the white thread, cross stitch thread again this time, and stitch those buttons on. so I feel as though they are placed on the layout properly. And then the last thing I do is I add my date. Now I do add my date to all my layouts, though quite often I forget when I do the layout and do it before or after the photos at a later stage. So I'm going to finish up the sewing and then add my date in some little Kaiser tiny stickers. And then there are some close-ups coming up, and please keep an eye on my channel to see what I did with the rest of the cut file and all the pieces that were left over. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you all again soon.